Those of you who tuned in on my early one, I'm back with Quick Tip Tuesday, so this one will be short. I'm all about engagement in online instruction and distance learning today. And so that is what our quick tip is about. It is all about using visuals for our students to be able to know what is expected of them. So one way to make sure that our students are more engaged when we're doing face-to-face videoing with them is to make sure that we tell them what the expectations are as well as what they're going to have to do while they're online. And so that gets a little weird when you're not in a classroom or they can actually manipulate a schedule on their end, but it really helps if you build the visuals into your routine. And so an easy way to do that when you're working with them is to use something like a paint stick, or you can also use something like mat board. If you're ever looking for a durable material for something, I used to make the squares for visual schedules out of mat board, the thing you use for framing. And when I did that, I went back to a classroom one time 10 years later, and they were still using the same schedules. So mat board's pretty durable, especially if you cover it with packing tape. But I'm going to show it to you just on here. So this is just a really easy way for students to know what they're going to do today. So I just show them, okay, we're here. It's time for our first online session. First, we're going to play a quick game. We're going to play bingo, which I just talked about in my other meeting. Then we're going to do have calendar time. We're going to do some math, and then you get to have choice time. And so this might be our bingo game that we do really quickly to get them engaged. This is our typical calendar time, morning routine. This is our math lesson, followed by maybe a choice board, digital choice board, where they get to choose what they want to do. And just remember that when you get through each activity, oh, now it's time for our game. Let's play bingo. That comes off the schedule. Now you could use a clothespin too, but this just makes it a little bit clearer. And that way you say, oh, well, now let's check our schedule and see what's next. It's time for calendar time. Okay. And then I may even have a mini schedule for calendar time of what happens during that time and then move on. So it's just a way to show them how to track what's expected of them that day. And you can see I've labeled it, and that's because if you're doing multiples of these each day, it can be really helpful to label them and organize them in the way that you go through them. So just put them in a mug or a cup or a container, and it's really then easy to pull it out. Oh, it's rotation 1. I pull this out. That drives my instruction. And that way they can know what to expect and when they get to do what they want to do, and they can follow along on their schedule. But you just have to remember at each transition, it's a transition just like the classroom. This will help bring them in and keep them engaged. So if you have questions, definitely drop them below. And I will be back in the group, in Special Educators Connection group tomorrow. I will be there at 4 o'clock talking about some more tips for both distance learning and classroom learning in this crazy time we live in. And don't forget that there is a sale today, August 4th, and tomorrow, August 5th, up to 25% off throughout the entire TPT site. Everything in my store is 25% off, and the promo code is BTS20. So don't forget that, and I'll put that link in the comments as well. Bye, guys.